Have you ever looked at someone in their 90s, full of life, energy, and joy, and wondered, how do they do it? Maybe you've even thought, could that be me someday? The truth is, living a long, healthy life isn't just about good genes or luck. It's about the choices we make every single day. And the best part? It's never too late to start. If you're over 60, you've already got wisdom and experience on your side. Now, it's about using that wisdom to create habits that help you not just add years to your life, but life to your years. That's why today, we're talking about how to live to 90 and beyond, with energy, purpose, and joy. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm already in my 60s, 70s, or even 80s. Isn't it too late to make a difference? Absolutely not. Science shows that small, consistent changes can have a huge impact no matter when you start. So whether you're looking to boost your energy, keep your mind sharp, or simply enjoy each day to the fullest, these tips are for you. Move like you mean it, but don't overdo it. You've probably heard that exercise is important, but here's the thing. It's not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. In fact, pushing yourself too hard can do more harm than good as you get older. The key is movement, consistent, gentle, and enjoyable. Think about it. Our bodies were made to move. Sitting too much can lead to stiffness, weaker muscles, and even a slower metabolism. But the good news? You don't have to spend hours at the gym. A daily 30-minute walk, some light stretching, or even dancing to your favorite music can work wonders. Take my friend Emma, for example. At 82, she starts every morning with a 10-minute stretch routine, just simple reaches and bends, followed by a walk around her neighborhood. She says it's not just about the exercise. It's about feeling connected to the world outside her front door. And guess what? Her doctor says her mobility is better than most people a decade younger. So find a way to move that feels good for you. Maybe it's gardening, swimming, or even chair yoga. The goal isn't to break a sweat. It's to keep your body strong and flexible so you can keep doing the things you love. Now, let's talk about food, because what you put on your plate matters more than you might think. As we age, our nutritional needs change. We might not need as many calories, but we do need more of the good stuff, vitamins, minerals, and foods that fight inflammation. Here's the simplest rule: eat real food. That means less packaged, processed stuff and more colorful fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. And no, you don't have to give up all your favorites. It's about balance. Take my neighbor Frank. At 78, he swears by his rainbow plate rule. He tries to eat at least 3 different colored foods at every meal. A spinach salad with carrots and grilled chicken, that's green, orange, and brown. A bowl of blueberries with yogurt and walnuts, blue, white, and tan. It's an easy way to make sure he's getting a variety of nutrients without overthinking it. And here's a little secret. The foods that are best for your body are also the best for your brain. Things like leafy greens, berries, nuts, and fatty fish can help keep your memory sharp and your mind clear. So the next time you're at the grocery store, ask yourself, is this food going to help me feel my best? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. Now, let's talk about something just as important as food and movement, but often overlooked. Stay connected. Your heart will thank you. Did you know that loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking? It's true. Humans are wired for connection, and as we get older, staying socially active becomes even more important. But here's the thing. It's not about having hundreds of friends. It's about having meaningful relationships that make you feel seen, heard, and valued. Think about the people who light up your life. Maybe it's a weekly phone call with your granddaughter, a coffee date with an old friend, or even a lively discussion with your book club. Those moments aren't just enjoyable, they're essential. My friend Robert, who just turned 90, makes it a point to call at least one person every day, just to check in. Sometimes it's a quick chat. Other times, it's a long conversation. He says it's the highlight of his day. And research backs him up. Staying socially engaged can lower stress, boost mood, and even help you live longer. So, if you've been putting off reaching out to someone, do it today. Send a text, make a call, or even write a letter. Your heart and your health will thank you. Now, we've covered 3 key habits so far: moving your body, eating well, and staying connected. But there's more to explore, like how to keep your mind sharp, why sleep matters more than ever, and the surprising benefits of having a purpose. Before we proceed, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. You know, one of the most beautiful things about getting older is realizing just how much life still has to offer. Sure, our bodies might not move as fast as they used to, and maybe we forget a name or two now and then, but that doesn't mean we can't keep growing, learning, and thriving. In fact, some of the most fulfilling years of our lives could still be ahead of us. So let's keep building on those habits we talked about earlier, because the next few tips might just be the missing pieces to living well into your 90s and beyond. Challenge your brain. It's never too late to learn. Think about your brain like a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weaker. But here's the good news. No matter your age, your brain can keep forming new connections. That means you can keep learning, improving, and even surprising yourself with what you're capable of. Now, I'm not saying you need to go back to school or solve complex puzzles, unless you want to. It's about finding little ways to keep your mind engaged. Maybe it's picking up a new hobby, like painting or playing an instrument. Maybe it's doing a crossword puzzle with your morning coffee or learning a few words of a new language. Take my Aunt Helen, for example. At 85, she decided to start learning how to use a tablet, not because she had to, but because she wanted to stay in touch with her grandkids who were always texting and video calling. At first, she was nervous. Technology felt overwhelming, but little by little, she got the hang of it. Now, she sends us funny memes every week. The key is to find something that feels fun, not like a chore. When you challenge your brain in a way that excites you, you're not just keeping your mind sharp, you're also adding joy to your days. Sleep like it's your job. If there's one thing we all know, it's that a bad night's sleep can make the next day feel like an uphill battle. But as we age, sleep becomes even more critical, not just for energy, but for memory, mood, and even long-term health. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Easier said than done. Maybe you wake up too early, or you find yourself tossing and turning. But the truth is, small changes can make a big difference. First, think about your bedtime routine. Are you scrolling through your phone right before bed? The blue light from screens can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime, making it harder to fall asleep. Try swapping that for a book, some soft music, or even a few minutes of deep breathing. And here's another tip. Keep your sleep schedule consistent. Going to bed and waking up around the same time every day, yes, even on weekends, helps regulate your body's internal clock. My neighbor, Edward, swears by his 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. rule. He says it took a few weeks to adjust, but now he wakes up feeling refreshed without even needing an alarm. If you're still struggling, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. Sometimes, simple adjustments, like reducing caffeine in the afternoon or making your bedroom a little cooler, can work wonders. Because when you sleep well, everything else in life just feels a little easier. Find your purpose. It's the secret to a longer, happier life. This one might sound a little abstract, but stick with me, because science backs it up. Studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, healthier lives. But what does that really mean? It doesn't have to be some grand mission. Your purpose could be as simple as tending to your garden, volunteering at the local library, or being the person your family turns to for advice. It's about having something that gets you out of bed in the morning, something that makes you feel needed and valued. My friend Evelyn, at 88, started knitting tiny hats for newborns at the hospital near her. At first, it was just something to pass the time. But then she got a thank you note from a new mom, and suddenly, it wasn't just a hobby. It was her way of making a difference. She told me, "It's not about the hats. It's about knowing I'm still part of something bigger." So ask yourself, what makes you feel alive? Maybe it's mentoring younger folks, sharing stories with your grandchildren, or even just being the friend who always remembers birthdays. Whatever it is, lean into it, because when you have a reason to wake up excited, life feels richer, no matter your age. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please take a moment to do so and like our content. You know, as we've been talking about these habits, there's one thing that keeps coming to mind: how simple they really are. Living a long, vibrant life isn't about drastic overhauls or punishing routines. It's about the small, everyday choices that add up over time. And the beautiful part? Every single day is a new chance to make those choices count. So let's wrap up with our final tip, the one that ties everything together. And then I want to leave you with some thoughts to carry forward. Let go of stress. If there's one thing that ages us faster than anything else, it's chronic stress. That constant worrying, the weight of unresolved emotions, the tension we carry in our shoulders, it all takes a toll. But here's the good news. You have more control over this than you might think. Now, I'm not saying you should never feel stressed. That's impossible. Life will always have its challenges, but it's how you handle stress that makes all the difference. Think of it like this. Stress is like a storm. You can't stop the rain, but you can choose to dance in it, or at least put on a good raincoat. Simple practices can make a world of difference. Deep breathing for just 5 minutes a day. Sitting outside with your morning coffee and really noticing the birds singing. Writing down one thing you're grateful for each night before bed. My friend Walter at 92 calls this his "don't sweat the small stuff" rule, and he means it literally. When he feels himself getting worked up, he asks, will this matter in a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. And here's something important. It's never too late to let go of old grudges or regrets. Carrying them is like dragging a heavy suitcase everywhere you go. Why not put it down? Forgiveness, whether it's for others or yourself, might be the most powerful health tonic there is. Here's what I'd love for you to do today. Pick just one of these tips that resonates most with you and try it for a week. Maybe it's adding one extra vegetable to your dinner. Maybe it's calling an old friend you've been meaning to reconnect with. Small steps lead to big changes. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one habit you already do that makes you feel vibrant? Or which tip are you excited to try first? Share in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else. If this video brought you value, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps others find this content. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living your best life after 60. Remember, aging isn't about decline. It's about refinement. Like a good wine or a favorite leather chair, the best things in life get richer with time. Here's to your health, your joy, and the incredible years ahead. Now go out there and live like you mean it.